Hey guys, Mazel here. We are doing a banter video on Steel. Kind of making my way through all the iBP power guys, I guess. But it's fun covering these streamers. You know, I've done a banter video on Dazed and Swag and stuff like that. And Steel's he's still a pretty strong player. You're gonna see this round. He's got some sneaky moves. He's always kind of been like a strong positional type of player, and you're gonna see later on when he starts opping and stuff too. He's not a flashy guy, you know. It's just people kind of walking into his crosshair, and he's just got really good crosshair placement with the op. And I don't think he makes any flicks or anything like that. He hardly moves his crosshair. You know, he just sets his crosshair up in a nice position, and then when somebody walks into it, he just clicks a button and kills people. It doesn't work out from here. Floppy with the dirty peek. Alright, he holds a pretty cool off angle here, actually. And you're going to see Mo peek into him, and I really thought he was going to kill Mo just because he's holding a nice off angle. These are really difficult to deal with when you're opping, but Mo ends up dealing with it. To my surprise, I really thought Steel was going to kill him there. Steel gets a pretty nice lurk on this round. I mean, it's a 4v3 right now, and it goes into a 4v2, so it's not hard to lurk in a 4v2, right? But it still kind of continues the trend, you know. He's not looking for a head-on, you know, aim battle with these guys. He could have went up highway and taken an aim battle with these guys. Instead, he kind of decided to do a little bit of a backstab and move around the map a little bit more eloquently. Here's his opping, and it's just like I said earlier, his crosshair doesn't even move, and this is a little bit harder. It's easier. It looks easier than it is, right? To come out with your crosshair perfectly placed, and to kind of have that opping style where you're hitting people constantly. You know, you're getting kills, but you're not really flicking, you're not really moving your mouse much. You're just setting yourself up in a good position, and it's definitely a consistent way to op, right? And that's also the way he rifles too. You know, he's always coming around corners with really good crosshair placement, rifling, opping, it doesn't matter. It's something that I know he's preached in a few videos that he made about, you know, just having good crosshair placement and stuff like that. And he really does practice what he preaches, you know. I'm not the biggest fan of his Twitch stream, you know, like it's a little bit too chaotic and hectic for me. I'm not a huge fan of his commentary on stuff, but I mean, I can understand why people like it, I guess. You know, he's definitely an entertainer, and he likes to put on a show. It's just you know, not my type of show. But I can see why people like it, right? You know, I'm more of a kind of laid back, just kind of chill out, maybe, you know, eat my popcorn and watch stream and not get too excited. And Steel likes to get excited when he streams, but you know, it works out for him, right? That's a nice jump. He's not really a guy, you know, when you watch him play and move, he doesn't really strike you as a guy like Skadoodle. When you watch him play, it's like, holy fuck, this guy's movement is insane. And when you watch Steel, it's like, okay, he looks kind of normal, you know, but then he's got every once in a while, he's got one of those moments where it's like, oh, that's pretty slick. There's a really nice flash here on Uber, and Uber's fucking lucky to get that kill. Steel just mistimed his peak a little bit. He wasn't 100% sure where Uber was. This is a really cool round to show. This is some really cheesy, cool stuff to eco around. He gets a pop flash in, and you notice he ignores the far guy. Because he has a pistol, right? He doesn't really have a chance to kill that guy by sunroom. So he totally ignores him and peeks to the closer guy that he can actually kill with a pistol. And he has another really cheesy flash where he flashes out an obvious flash, you know, that he knows can be seen, and peeks with it while they try and turn their back to avoid the flash, right? Really cool eco round. Only gets one kill out of it, but still, almost got two. He hits a wallbang mid here, and you do not see these every day. This is a nice wallbang on Mo, brings him down to half health. Stopped afterwards as if like Mo may have said something to him in chat, I'm not sure, but yeah, you don't see those wallbangs every day. Just fast forward through here real quick, and you're gonna see when he goes back onto B site, throws a really nice pop flash for his teammate A2Z. It's pretty crazy how coordinated these guys are in pugs, you know, just they're constantly, like, every round throwing pop flashes, always kind of ready and stuff, and this really is effective. You can see it full blinds both guys B main, and A2Z dies from a guy vent, thankfully for Floppy there, because he was dead to rights too. And Steel has another nice round, you know, more opping where he doesn't have to move his crosshair at all. You know, people just kind of walk into him and he gets a couple nice kills. He really does make it look a lot easier than it is, you know. I had a good time watching Steel at Fragadelphia. I'm glad that he kind of, you know, keeps a foot in the competitive scene a little bit. And I know he tried to play an ECS qualifier as well, and they ended up not letting him. which sucks, you know. It's so fucking lame that, you know, it's not like he was close to fucking playing a major or anything, but ECS and other leagues really have followed Valve with this fucking ruling to just ban them from teams. You know, it would be nice to at least see him play league matches or whatever. He gets another nice pop flash on Mo here. Mo is fucking lucky to get this timing kill, and Steel even kind of waited a little bit extra. You know, normally right after that pop flash goes, or after the flash explodes, the Opper would shoot, but Mo actually waited a little bit. And he throws some nice nades here for a retake, and it must take some special motivation. You know, it's not like normally these flashes and smokes and all these things he's lining up and everything, you know, they're not hard to throw or anything, but normally that type of stuff is learned during team practices and stuff. But it's cool that Steel, you know, he stays motivated enough to actually pay attention, learn these grenades, so he doesn't, you know, seem like a dick in rank S, or he doesn't know any nades, right? So he takes the time, even though he's just doing it for rank S. And doesn't really have a team to put these grenades to use. This is some nice baiting here. You see him firing off some shots. That's all because he has a teammate pushed up, right? He's firing off these shots to kind of improve the position that Hazed was in. You know, Uber ends up picking off Hazed anyways, but Steel, by firing those shots, they can hear them go off. It really does improve the position that Hazed has. And when the terrorists hear that op go off, they're not naturally going to think that somebody's pushed up, right? Because they can hear the op going off in the site. And Steel ends up having a really nice round here. You're going to see he gets smoked off, so he decides to smoke a little bit deeper just so he can get some room to work with in the site. So that closes off a couple angles so he can get into sight and help his teammate. Throws the flashbang and full blinds fucking Mo, and Steel ends up having a pretty nutty round here. You can see it's a really close game actually. This is match point for the terrorists. And I think Steel dropped 30 kills this game. It was one of his best games in the last few weeks anyways that I could find. So that's kind of why I grabbed this demo. Ends up in a 1v2 and they know exactly where he is. So what does he do? The old swag, throw your pistol in the air and then peek out, hoping that they're, you know, distracted for a split second. And, you know, whether the pistol there worked or not, it's he got the kill anyways. I figured it was such a nice round, I'd show it again here. So let's go through these kills again. There's a really nice 4K. Every op kill again, just like the rest of the game, right? He doesn't flick much. He just moves very slowly. Somebody walks into his crosshair, he clicks a button. And he has no problem switching to a rifle, obviously, late round. He's typically more of a rifler than an opper anyways. And yeah, Steel's looking good with both guns this game. I got a big chunk of this round in here. It's Steel defending a site, and I just threw a large chunk of it in just so you could see him move around the site and kind of how he defends it. It's thrown off a little bit because he takes a quick peek and gets a nice pick on Mo. Really aggressive actually, considering it's game point, right? And you're gonna get to see him move around with Jason R defending the site here. Gets a few spams in on the door, and every time he gets shoulder peeked, like Uber with some nice shoulder peeks there, I thought for sure Steel was gonna miss, but he fucking never misses. He never bites on the shoulder peek, you know. He always just clicks right at the angle, and he almost never mistimes it. He's like the epitome of like a non-flashy, just consistent kind of opper and aimer, really. He's not he doesn't really get many crazy flick kills or anything like that, but when somebody goes into his crosshair, well, there it didn't happen, of course, when I'm talking about it. But normally when it kind of reminds me, like Semphis was like that too when he was opping. I mean, people like to shit on Semphis, but he's still, you know, a pro player. Anyways, it's like a player that, you know, they minimize the amount that they have to move their crosshair, and that really makes them more consistent, right? And sometimes when I'm opping, I really wish that I had that style a little bit more, but I don't know what it is. I just love flying around the map and then just flicking as fucking hard as you can and as fast as you can, and just, you know, I don't care if I get the kill 1 out of 10 times, still totally worth it. And but it's not consistent, right? The consistency is with good crosshair placement and just clicking when people run into you. Obviously, the best combination is, you know, if you can combine them both, right? Really good, consistent style, but then kind of when you need your flick or when you need a fast flick onto someone, then to kind of take that out. And that's when, you know, the best oppers in the world, that's kind of where they sit, right? Like the Kenny S's and Guardians and stuff like that. honestly, I wouldn't even put like Simple's an amazing opper, and he's amazing to watch. But I really think his flicking style, it really makes him look better than he is. I'm probably gonna get shit on for this comment, but I really think like when he's on with his flicking, it looks fucking ridiculous. Like he looks like a fucking god, right? But he really isn't that consistent, and sometimes missing, like you miss one op shot, sometimes that could be the round, right? And an opper really, I think, needs to be a consistent player and to consistently hit shots. That's what I think anyways. I'm not saying Simple's a fucking bad player or anything. I'm just saying his style makes him look better than he actually is, I think. Just because of how amazing it looks when he connects a few shots in a row. But obviously the highlights of him missing 4 shots in a row don't make it to Reddit, right? But they happen all the time. I remember, when I used to watch his stream or watch him play, there's often times when he's missing shots that somebody non-flashy or somebody that just kind of takes it easy when they're playing, they wouldn't miss those types of shots. So Steel really fits into the category of being a consistent opper, and it's kind of cool watching him op, like he really doesn't op all that often. I think just when his team doesn't have an opper, like you can see the guys on his team in this rank S game, there's no oppers, so that's probably why he picked it up. But yeah, it was fun. He seems like a pretty good hybrid player. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this banter video, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.